Hello, I'm Paul Bailey, and I'm here at beautiful Lake Cumberland. For more than 50 years, Lake Cumberland has shaped happy memories for generations of vacationers. But for those who remember the years leading up to the creation of Lake Cumberland, they witnessed the transformation of a region as Lake Cumberland became Kentucky's water wonderland. For nearly 7 million visitors each year, there's a special magic about Lake Cumberland. The lake's 50,000 acres of water and 1,255 miles of rugged, scenic shoreline join to form a recreational paradise that can truly be described as Kentucky's water wonderland. For vacationers, Lake Cumberland means houseboats, runabouts, jet skis, in short, water sports of all varieties. And Lake Cumberland means fabulous fishing. But how did one of the largest man-made lakes in the United States come to be? We begin to understand Lake Cumberland's origins with before and after views from opposite ends of the lake. In 1941, the Cumberland River looked like this, with hundreds of acres of farmland rising gently from its banks at this spot about 10 miles south of Jamestown, Kentucky. The modern view from nearly the same perch includes Wolf Creek Dam, the mammoth 240-foot-high barrier that extends more than a mile across the water. The houses and buildings have long since been torn down. What once were the farms of the 1940s are all now 90 or so feet beneath the water. The views at Burnside provide similar contrast. These scenes were shot when one of the ferries was still crossing the Cumberland River in late 1950, as the lake was filling up. Today, from nearly the same angle, this perspective from General Burnside Island State Park shows Lake Cumberland now covers the lowlands around what once was the confluence of the Cumberland and the big South Fork rivers. Lake Cumberland was formed with the creation of Wolf Creek Dam, built by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. The federal government still owns the lake itself, as well as the surrounding shoreline.
The Corps acquired all of the land that lies within the lake under the water, and also acquired generally to the top of the ridges surrounding the lake. It varies from place to place, but for the most part we own to the top of the ridge, and that land it's public land. It's owned by the United States, and it's administered managed for public use.
The project was first authorized in the late 1930s. Ground was broken in 1941, but World War II soon caused a long interruption. The lake was finally impounded in 1950, and its name was changed from Wolf Creek Reservoir to Lake Cumberland by an act of Congress on April 17, 1952. Wolf Creek Dam backs up the Cumberland River for 101 miles. It provides for the continuous production of hydroelectric power through the massive generators at the Wolf Creek Power Plant, generating more than 600 megawatts of electricity each year. The power is distributed through the Tennessee Valley Authority. Recreation wasn't even included in the original rationale for the project. When the first marinas opened, recreation was a far cry from what it is today.
Many of the docks didn't even have a launch ramp. We didn't have a launch ramp. If you did see a boat privately owned, it usually was carried on top of the car. They had suction cups that attached to the top of the car with a little frame that they carried a 12-foot boat on.
Despite those humble beginnings, Lake Cumberland evolved into a very popular vacation destination because of its beauty and serenity.
I've had the good fortune to have traveled a lot around the world. I've probably been to more than 30 countries and some very spectacular places. And I will tell you that I think that Lake Cumberland is one of the most beautiful places in the world.
The lake's deep water, with its virtually unobstructed navigation and the steep terrain ringing the lake, are just part of the mystique. While trees were cleared before the lake was formed, there has been a slow return to nature.
A lot of the land was logged shortly before it was bought by the Corps in the 40s, but for the most part, and other than in the areas that have been developed, the natural vegetation has just been allowed to revert, and it is now mostly a 50-year-old forest.
They kept the lake in its natural environment, and you can go any cove on this lake and find serenity by yourself. You can find a cove that's all yours, and you can look around you. It's just like you're 100 miles from nowhere. And whether you're fishing or boating, either one, people love that. And that's what people need in this day and time, is a way to get away and relax. That's what we're all looking for.
While there were mixed emotions from those whose homes and farms were bought to form the lake, in retrospect, it's hard to ignore the lake's impact.
It's furnished good jobs here for people, the Corps of Engineers. It has furnished good jobs for people in the areas that wait on the people that's coming here. And like I said, it's created a wonderful recreation area. And we don't have floods anymore.
The lake is credited with spawning the houseboat manufacturing industry, bringing people, jobs, and economic development to what was once an isolated region of south central Kentucky. This is the story of Lake Cumberland.